everybody, I am back at the boat and Tambi is here helping me out. Now we are getting into a big project right now. It's going to be by far the biggest project we've done so far on this boat, but it's one that's going to happen. It's a project that we're actually hoping to delay a bit, but we're not going to be able to delay. It's a problem and we're going to have to get on this problem sooner than later. And the problem I'm talking about is the cap rail on this boat leaks badly. This is one of those things that's just kind of an inherent problem on the West Sail 32s and 42s. I mean, they almost all leak at the cap rail. So we'll give you some more detail on what the process is going to be going forward to remedy this problem. But let's go outside first and see what old T-Bone, T-Bird, Sweet Tea, also known as Tambi. Let's see what she's up to. Hey.
Hey.
What are you up to?
Digging out these bungs.
Digging out bungs?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this boat has roughly 200 of these little screws here holding this cap rail on. And Tambi started back there and she's just working her way this way. We've got to remove all of the hardware that is holding this cap rail in, and also hardware such as bow rollers, little straps like this, genoa tracks like this, and the entire push pit back there. All of that stuff has to be removed in order to get this cap rail off. Now let me see if I can describe sort of the construction of this cap rail, and more importantly actually the hull to deck joint, which is beneath the cap rail. That's actually what the core problem is here. The cap rail is just covering up the hull to deck joint, which leaks. Now the hull to deck joint is assembled like this. The hull comes up on the outside and has a flange going in on the top, and then the deck comes up on the inside and overlaps the flange for the hull. And then between the two there's this bedding compound, or at least there's supposed to be. At this point in time it's, you know, all dried out, deteriorated, and that's what the problem is. So we have to take this cap rail off. We have to clean out the joint between the you know, the hull to deck joint, and then we're going to fill that joint with epoxy. We're going to fill all the screw holes with epoxy, and we're going to be doing away with this wooden cap rail altogether. A lot of people who, well, not a lot of people, but you know, some people who go after this job, they'll opt to reuse the cap rail. But ours is in such bad shape that I just don't think it makes sense to reuse it. So we're going to get rid of it. We're going to kind of build up a mock cap rail out of fiberglass cloth, and I mean, we're essentially doing away with the hull to deck joint, so there's not going to be anything to leak. It's just going to be a process getting it done. So on this trip, our goal is to get the wooden cap rail off, get the joint beneath it cleaned out, and get it filled in with epoxy. That's what we're going after on this trip. And we're going after it one side at a time. We're currently working on the starboard side of the boat, and we're trying to not get too far ahead of ourselves because we don't really know how long this is going to take. We don't know if we're going to run into any problems along the way. But we're trying to kind of figure this out as we go. But we have a good general process in mind.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let's see your technique there for bung removal. Go ahead. Screwdriver right on the edge. Pry it up out of there, and then kind of clean out the hole a bit and clean out the slots of the hardware, which is a Phillips hardware. And just repeat that about 200 times, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's 5 out of 5. And this little cap piece there, oh man, let's see. I might be able to go ahead and get that off. Oh yeah, it's coming up. Hey Tambi, you want to see what's under this? You can even do the honors.
Ooh.
Here, peel that end piece up right there.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow, there's a humongous gap right here at the forward end of it. But that's basically what you can see. This is the deck side of the flange. This is the hull side of the flange. Interesting. All of this stuff is going to be filled with epoxy. All of these little screw holes are going to be filled with epoxy, and even these little divots. These are the bolts that are actually holding, you know, these two parts together. Those are going to stay. We're not messing with those, but we are going to cover those up with epoxy. Okay, so we have made it this far. This section here, I'm actually suspecting that it was rebedded at some point, because this is all 5200, and this sucker here is being very difficult to get off. Thankfully, you know, the rest of it seems to be, you know, just the standard adhesive, so hopefully there's no more 5200 involved, because that's a completely different process getting that off. But now, let's see, now we got to get that little guy right there off, which requires one of us being inside, one of us being outside. Which one do you want? She's all sunscreened up now. You can tell because her legs are 3 shades whiter than they usually are, which is pretty white to begin with.
Very, very pale person.
Sorry, you have plenty of time to darken up once we get this boat put together.
Oh yeah, it's get really dark. Bahamas.
Ready to keep going?
Yep.
What we're discovering is that some sections are coming off pretty easy, some sections are being very difficult to get off. And these difficult sections, I strongly suspect that this was a previous repair that somebody did. They took up these boards and put them back down with 5200, because they are on there like a son of a gun. Here's the funny thing, they still leak. So it's not like they're sealed any better, but they're definitely on there a whole lot better. Alright, so these sections that are bedded down with 5200 are a major problem. Wow, it is a battle to get these pieces off, and they're not coming off in big pieces, they're coming off in splinters. So man, it's just tough. I think we're gonna go to the store and try to get some better prying tools. I need maybe a couple more chisels, or maybe some kind of a flat pry bar that I can hammer up under there and get a bit more leverage on, and maybe some more cutting bits for this, or cutting blades for this Dremel. But yeah, this is this was unexpected and also expected at the same time, because this is just kind of how it goes. Yep. But Tambi is just about done with this whole starboard side, pulling out all the plugs. She's doing great back there.
Did you get that on camera?
No, what'd you do? Oh, you bump your head on that?
I bonked my head.
Oh, I think I heard you go, ow. You rock, TJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's take a little break, go to the hardware store.
Okay.
All right, we just got back from the hardware store and I picked up a BFPB, which is another way of saying a really big pry bar. Right there it is. All right, so we're gonna see if this can help get up these 5200 sections. So my plan here is basically just to get it, you know, wedged up under these sections with that 5200 and then just apply just kind of a constant pressure. And when you do that, you can hear like the caulking letting go, like these crackling, snapping sounds under there. Definitely, without a doubt, 5200. And look at that. It even pulled up the fiberglass there in this spot. That is crazy. Super strong stuff that should be used almost nowhere on a boat, that you ever have even the slightest doubt that you may need to take it back off again. Okay, Tambi has completed the process of taking out all of the wooden plugs on the starboard side. I am battling these areas where somebody attempted to repair with 5200. Now Tambi's starting over at the forward end with getting everything cleaned up and prepped. As you can see, she has got her protective bumbershoot here. My goodness, this woman is so adorable.
It's hot out here.
Uh-huh. Hey, I like your style, TJ.
Thank you.
It puts the sunscreen on its skin.
I didn't know you were going to say that.
Is this your second coat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Try not to get burned, huh?
Yeah.
It's all bright out here.
It is. Man. We need like shade cover thing over the boat.
I don't know how long I should just film you putting on sunscreen, but I'm not in any hurry to go back to ripping up cap rails at the moment, so I'll just continue to film.
Okay.
Okay, here I go. That one came up pretty easy. Nice. Okay, and with that, we've made it as far as we can without having to get inside the boat and outside the boat and start taking hardware apart. Some of this stuff I might try to cut with the Dremel tools. Other things we might try from inside the boat. Just gonna have to figure out how much access we have inside. Thank you for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Now, we have one single person we would like to thank at the end of this video, and it is none other than James of Sailing Zingaro. James actually gave me this shirt. Can you see the shirt? You remember this one?
He literally gave it to him off his back.
Off his back. What a swell guy. I mean, he gave us the shirt and now he's a new patron. Thank you so much, James. Really cool of you, man. Okay, and Molly, wrap it up.
Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoy.
See you next week.
See you next week.